Have you ever wondered why strong companies with great leaders, proven track records, still fail and unravel suddenly? Look at the case of BlackBerry and Kodak and many others. These are not the weak companies we are talking of. They were in fact the industry leaders, and yet they struggled and failed. Why? The answer to this lies in something we often don't look and examine deeply, and that is the cycle of organization culture. How the culture originates and how rigidity in sticking to a culture that has been successful often sounds a death knell for the organization. Today, in the arena with Rajnish, I'm going to explore with you this journey of culture, of how it starts and how it is vital for an organization to adapt its culture to the changing needs of business. The seeds of any organization's culture actually get sown by the ideas, values, and beliefs of the founding fathers. This is something we often ignore or miss. Edgar Schein, a thought leader on organization culture, has researched this subject extensively. Let's look at any company that is formed, any startup that gets formed. The ideas, concepts, the initial thoughts all come from the founders who established that company. The founders' vision and their desire to do things in a particular way sets the tone of how and what that organization is going to do. The founders also have the power of creating a team of people who operate the way they want them to. And over a period of time, these values and beliefs translate into actions and behaviors which become the culture for that organization. And as the business results start coming in, if all this is successful, the results are coming positive, you're earning, your cash flows are increasing, your profit is increasing, then the original ideas, thoughts, behaviors start getting reinforced. They become the culture for that company. And now, any newcomer joining that company automatically starts following what is being done there because that is the culture of the organization. In the organization, everybody starts reacting in a particular way, starts prioritizing in a particular way, starts thinking in a particular way because that is the way things are being done in that company. All this is fine till the business stays the same. And as the business realities in the today's VUCA and BANI world hit, if you don't respond to the change by changing your culture, your organization is going to fail. The founders of BlackBerry were great leaders who had a desire of building secure, reliable, and efficient handsets. They executed it brilliantly. In fact, BlackBerry became the gold standard for the CEOs, for the governments, for the enterprises. And the model succeeded. As the handset succeeded, their values and beliefs further got reinforced. Look at Kodak. Kodak was an industry leader in photography industry for decades. They also invented the first digital camera. So innovation was never a problem at Kodak. Their values and beliefs were centered on the film being the core of their business. The margins, the profitability, everything was scaled around that. And when they saw a threat to that, they started protecting films till the time they realized it was too late. In both these companies, the original culture, the original way of doing things that succeeded for them actually became their biggest fault line. And that brings us to the question that a culture needs to adapt to the changing business times, even if it has proven successful for the organization for years and decades. I have experienced this personally in my own leadership journey. I joined a cement company as the business head, and I was told that a company is very good in technical aspects of working. And yet, one look at the performance numbers, and I found that our plants were operating at much below the optimum level of working. This dichotomy between the apparent feeling of technical brilliance and the performance on ground was apparent to a newcomer. As I spent time in the organization, I realized that the sense of technical expertise and brilliance actually came out of the mindset of inducting the best-in-class technology in the plants, often ahead of times, driven by the chairman's deep technical acumen and expertise. And these worked very well in the initial years of the organization. But as the equipment became older and the competition intensified, the company's performance started lacking. A shift in the mindset of the team towards manufacturing excellence and maintenance, and the company's performance regained its momentum. Over the years, I have used a very simple framework to look at culture, and I call it ACT framework. The actions leaders take, the consequences they create or allow, and the traditions that flow out of it. In any organization, the things the leaders repeatedly do and what they consistently reward or punish actually set the tone of culture for that organization. As I close today, I ask you, what are the beliefs that have helped your company succeed so far? What are the behaviors you are reinforcing every day? And more importantly, are these behaviors the ones which are going to take your company forward in the coming days? Because remember, culture is not just your strength, it can also act as the biggest fault line in your journey towards success. I'll see you next time. Till then, bye bye. Jai Hind.